Good morning. Welcome to another Fall of the Empire. Now, if you're wondering why I call my podcast Fall of the Empire and this channel F.O.E. Fall of the Empire, look what happened yesterday. You're like a turd circling the drain, and eventually we're gonna go right down it. Very wise words from George Carlin. I don't know, man. The rabbit hole with me. Let's see how people are reacting to this. First, let's see how New Yorkers are reacting to it. Let's see.
Thank you so much for that. As you heard the retired judge say there, American history, legal history, people are going to be talking about this 100 years from now. Well, we're going to turn things over to Teresa Perillo, who's been talking to people there on the streets in Lower Manhattan. Teresa, the reaction that you've gotten from people so far?
Yeah, not so surprising, Bianca and Steve, because Collect Palm Park, which is the park directly across the street, is sort of split in two at this point. One side are Trump supporters, the others are not. But I can tell you, this verdict...
I can tell you, if you don't support Donald Trump and you're a man, you have low testosterone. Guarantee. I'm telling you, man, I'm willing to put money on that shit. The males that don't fuck with Trump have lower testosterone than those of us that do. It's just obvious. You should be ashamed of yourself if you consider yourself a man and you can't like Trump. There's something wrong with your manhood, brother.
The fact that the former president, guilty on all counts, is really the talk of the town. People are stopping by, asking us. As a matter of fact, the mail carrier just walked by. She said, "What's all the commotion about?" We told her, and she was quite surprised as well, as she's out here on her mail route. I mean, that's really New York for you. People get information by word of mouth as they walk around, and that's what's happening. So I'll step out of the way so you can see Collect Palm Park behind me. As I mentioned, one side is... Put it this way, one side anti-Trump, one side pro-Trump. There is the side where you see lock him up and Don the felon. That would obviously be the anti-Trump side. One person told me, finally, some accountability. Another person directly behind him on the other side of the fence screaming to us, lies, lies, it's all lies. They believe this is directly tied to the former president's political ambitions.
He's still going to win. I really do believe this might help Trump. This might help him. I mean, if I was a Democrat, I try to be very reasonable. I try to be very down centered with my reasoning. I don't play favorites. If I was a Democrat, I'd be like, I don't like this guy too much, but they're definitely trying to fuck with his chances of being the president, which is election interference. I don't think I would be happy about this at all. Let's say, I guarantee, I don't guarantee it, but on Friday, we might hear Bill Maher not be too happy about this. If this is a smart person, whether on the right or the left, has to concede that this is not good for the country.
Keep him from the White House once again. Take a listen.
It's been a long time that he's gotten away with just about anything. Finally, some accountability.
Do you think that guy has high testosterone? Beta! If I ever seen one. Beta! Look at that fucking fag. I'm telling you, dude. Low T. I slapped that guy and he cried. Low T.
Boy, that's how it feels.
It's a very sad day for America. That's all I'm going to say.
Why do you feel that way?
Because this...
T, look at the beard. You feel me? You see that beautiful bush beard? That's a man's beard. Nah, I mean, look at that voice. That's a man's voice.
This is political prosecution, and there's absolutely nothing behind this case. And I hope they...
And less emotional.
Shocked that they actually found him guilty.
Why are you shocked?
Because people of his magnitude don't usually see the inside of a jail. And he still remains to...
It looks like he's got the IQ of a mosquito.
We've seen that he's actually going to see the inside of a jail. So with that being said, the jury's still up or if he's actually going to see the inside of a jail.
See, his testosterone's okay. I'm not going to front. He got a big old beard. You know what I mean? He looks like a man's man, but he's got the IQ of a mosquito. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that nigga's on welfare or some shit. Flawed man. You a flawed man. If you don't fuck with Trump, you a flawed man. Either you got low T or you's dumb or you lazy. Come on, man. How you not going to fuck with Trump? Especially now that the system's after him. I mean, if you grew up in the hood, it almost felt like the system was after you, and it kind of was. Really, that's a little bit complex, because I don't want to say that the country's out to get you, but the 94 crime bill was out to get you, passed by the Democrats. So yeah, I go through that still. People make all sorts of shit up about me, and like, so I can relate to Trump. A real man is gonna relate to Trump. A real man is gonna have these type of problems. Keeping it real, you know what I mean, is gonna get you in trouble.
Is across the street, there's a good mix of people who have been here every day and those who only, as they told us, came down to witness history. Now, again, for those who are saying that this is just an effort to keep the former president from the White House, we do know he has been competitive in the polls as of late. We also know that this conviction won't keep him from running for the White House. It can't even keep him from being elected as well, if that should happen. He only, in New York, can't vote for himself.
Grrr, bo! You heard that? So I've been telling this to all my friends. So there you go. In this country, you can be the president and you can run the bitch from jail. You can run a campaign from jail because our forefathers were so gangster. They thought of everything. These people were very special. They thought of that. They're like, what if we have a guy that's the man and the system is against him? Checks and balances. All right, we'll have him run for president anyway. If the people want him, the people must have the final say, even if the man's in jail, because they knew the system could do it. It's amazing. It is amazing that the forefathers are still playing their hand in our nation, like 300 years after they wrote the Constitution and the laws. High IQ motherfuckers, man. I got to tell you.
Although once he serves his sentence, whatever that might be, we'll find that out mid-July, then his voting rights would be restored. That's according to the NYCLU. But again, he could win here in New York or anywhere else around the country, and he could even serve from prison. It remains to be seen.
Let's see what's going on.
Was greeted by supporters outside Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue.
And that is where we find CBS 2's Dave Carlin. Dave, what is the reaction there tonight?
Well, this place so busy with all of his comings and goings. Right now, he is inside. It began, of course, him going to court.
All right,
then him coming back from court. Then
let's see if we could find the people. Yeah, it's all about the people, baby. You feel me? Let's go.
Some staunch Trump supporters kept their flags
that's my
waving,
crowd.
predicting another Trump presidency.
I wanted he be here because I think somebody has to stand up and say, this is invalid. You can't do this kind of law. This destroys American jurisprudence.
The message is it's going to backfire on the Democrats. It's going to backfire on Sleepy Joe. It's going to backfire on Alvin Bragg, and Trump is going to win. And I will vote for him for the third time, even if he's in jail.
Earlier, Chopper 2 was over Fifth Avenue.
I couldn't have said it better myself, ma'am.
And Trump Tower, when the crowd was much larger, with a mix of political persuasions. Friction was minimal.
That took a lot of courage for that jury to come back.
I don't even got to let her finish. She's already crying. She's a single old lady. She's a liberal. For sure, for sure. Watch.
With that kind of a charge against him. I just think it's amazing.
I think he's going to make America great again.
Around 6:15 p.m., Donald Trump entered with a wave to the crowd. He did not stay long and was on the move again, only to return at 9:25. He was also the talk of nearby Times Square.
It shouldn't matter who you are or what you do. If you do the crime, you deserve what's coming to you.
It's insane. That's never happened before in history. So this is something that we're living, and I don't even know how this is going to turn out. I'm shocked.
Yeah, this is pretty amazing. When it's all said and done, we are living through. I mean, everything is historic times, but we are living through historic times. This is a pretty big deal. This might really mess up the country. Like, imagine if the Republicans now want to lock up Joe Biden after this, and then it becomes a hot potato of locking people up. I don't know. Let's keep listening to the people.
For the arrival of the former president's motorcade.
I believe, quite honestly, it's quite the clown show, but the American people aren't going to fall for it. This would just make Trump strong.
Let me tell you, it seems like there's a lot of supporters of Trump in New York. I mean, I'm just clicking through here. I'm clicking CBS News. It should be liberal.
And we're really.
I see a lot of Trump. Oh, this has to be a liberal. She's got to be a liberal. She's old. She's got a boy cut, and she looks single. Old and single is what I meant, because anybody could be old. I mean, old woman and single. Gotta be a liberal. But I could be wrong. Let's see.
Thankful that the New York jury was fair and listened and asked questions and came back with.
Yo, man, dude, man, that's a gift I have. I see you coming. I see people coming, and I already know. I'm telling you, man.
34 counts. Guilty.
The protests were largely peaceful, and there were no reports of any arrests.
On Long Island tonight, people are also reacting to the verdict.
CBS 2's Lori Bordenero went to Floral Park in Nassau County, and she has more on what they had to say.
We've been talking to a lot of people here, and some people say justice has been served. Others say this is just a political ploy to keep Donald Trump from becoming president. But regardless of political affiliation, people here seem to be
this is to Andrea.
And
it's about the people,
anti-Trumpers would like to see the former president out of the spotlight.
He's a crooked guy. He tells lies, and he doesn't really care about anybody else for himself.
I think that he should have to be removed as the candidate. I don't think he should be allowed to run. He's involved in so many cases, and it's such a distraction. And the only reason he's running is to stay out of jail.
My main problem is, what's the crime?
I'm going to vote for him even more if he runs, because I think it's terrible what they did when there's plenty of other presidents that have done terrible things.
Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman calling the verdict a big miscarriage of justice and saying there was no basis for this conviction.
I do have respect, like for this guy right here. This is a respectable gentleman of the left, in my opinion. Where he at? Where he at? Nah, this guy. Where's he at? This couple right here. This guy. You see, this guy looks like a good guy. You know, I respect those type of. You know, he's married, probably looks like he's got children. You know what I mean? It's just a difference of opinion. Now, where it all falls apart for me, were people that say, you know, that he's got a lot of baggage, or, you know, he's a shady character, you know what I mean? And shady business deals. I can say there's some truth to that. But then you wouldn't be able to ignore Biden. Biden's a shady motherfucker himself, and in office, and in the public space. In the public space with our money. Whatever this guy did, Trump, was in the public space. Makes a big difference. So that's when it falls apart for me. I'm not saying Trump's a saint, because he's not a saint, but neither is Obama or Biden or any of these dudes could have been indicted, and they're not. And that's what makes it stupid and unfair. But that's it for now. I wanted just to give you guys a little heads up on what's going on, my opinion and the opinion of the people. Out of here.